Cindy here from the Post and Rail at Caroline Hills Winery with Helen Strickland, checking out her avocados and citrus.
Monster tree, another tree you are growing to monstrous proportions. Would you have any suggestions for people? I know you're on a sand hill here.
Yeah.
How is it you've managed to grow? Look at the size of this thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's still going. It's still going.
Yep.
Look at it. And to give you an idea, I'm going to set up where I'm going to go under there so you can see. That is me under the canopy of an avocado tree. Unbelievable.
It's now it's been here a fairly long time, perhaps 25 years, but I think the thing is, this is almost a bit sheltered around here. It's
Yes.
southern side.
Yes.
Don't get those hot northerlies.
You found the position.
It's finding the right position. The
Yeah.
same with the Tangelo that that we
Yes.
looked at.
Yes.
And there's a lemon there. Now everyone says that citrus can be difficult. Well, I just haven't found it if you get the right spot.
Right, so
Yes.
look at that. There's one coming on.
Now this is a different variety because there's
Oh,
another one
so
here.
another
There's
small,
two.
a small tree. So this one here, yep. So it's got,
And so
oh dear,
No,
it
this
fell
is-
off. We're
this
gonna have
is-
to eat it.
Yeah, this is what happens with avocados. When they're ready, they fall. And this tree here has decided,
Look what I found.
it's decided it's time to drop all
I
of its
feel like
avocados.
I just found gold. I found a treasure! And finders keepers, is
Yes,
that the
totally.
because that's just coming in there.
Yeah.
And
We, I would have
That one's in
30 odd in the
Okay.
kitchen at the moment.
That's not an extra boob. That's thanks, Helen.
This
That's-
could get way out of hand.
This could get way.
But so the other thing is, don't
Wow.
just plant one. You've got to have two, because they don't self-pollinate, and they also do weird stuff in terms of pollination.
Okay.
With male flowers in the morning and female in the afternoon,
Yep.
and group A, B, C, whatever.
yep.
Find a nursery person who actually knows what they're talking about,
Yes.
or go online and check 6 references and trust 5 that are the same. Because
It is confusing.
It is very
it's very
confusing.
confusing. But
Yeah.
planting two, I like that idea because it does increase your chances
That's right.
of fruit
Yes.
exponentially.
Yes, absolutely. Now, at the moment, yes, we've got masses of avocados. Has that been like it all the time? No, only
No.
in the last few years.
Right.
So be prepared to wait 20 years.
Okay. Shoot. That's longer than my patience is, but
Well,
if you're going to stay somewhere for a long time, it's
Yep.
investment, isn't it?
it is an
And
investment.
look at the size of that investment. I would say your investment has come in.
Yep, absolutely.
And I saw the avocados on your kitchen bench earlier, so that's how I also know. And there's a couple in my pockets, but
Yes,
that's okay.
exactly.
Just everywhere you look here, there's just trees, there's wildlife, there's birds, there's cows mooing, but that's for a different reason. But it's just a lush, big place. Now, something I think we've spoken about before, Helen, is the transition. So when you would have first started your garden, just make sure we're both on here. That one. Yep. When you first started your garden here, you were open, dry,
Yes.
it was windy.
Yes.
There were no sort of sections.
No.
And now
So,
you've transitioned, haven't you?
yeah. So we had when we first came here, we had a windmill, and so when the windmill was blowing, you had water for the garden, and otherwise you didn't.
Yes.
So I actually started by putting kikuyu cuttings around the windmill, so that I didn't have dirt,
Right.
so that I had some kind of lawn happening. And I was very clear that because we live close to forests, I wanted lawn. For a fire protection, but also because I like lawn.
Yeah.
It looks good.
You've got plenty of room.
Yeah, and it's why not?
Yeah.
And we had young children.
Yeah.
It's good to have a place where you're reasonably certain that there's not going to be snakes or whatever.
Yeah. A bit of clearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So it started with lawn.
started very clearly that that's what I wanted, but then looked at the sections closest to the house to try to put something there, which is why this section is probably one of the oldest ones in
Yes.
the garden.
Yeah.
That started here, but then on the northern border, I planted a series of circles big circles with lots of natives in them and paths in between. And the idea behind that was to stop the northerlies coming through and just decimating the place on those, 35-degree days.
Right, so that's what you noticed after living here for a while?
Yep.
And then there was a solution to that problem?
Yes.
Which
yes.
was from plants?
Yes.
Which is what I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was also about saying, well, the other thing was we get little native grasshoppers here pretty much every year, some years worse than others. And when we first started here and I first tried gardening, they ate everything down to ground level, like everything.
Yep.
Just no matter
It's
what you planted.
It's heartbreaking.
Okay, agapanthus gone,
Oh,
irises gone,
Right.
kikuya down to root level.
Yeah.
Okay, so two solutions to that. The one that you do when you and one of them's not poison. I don't really like.
We're trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I try to avoid that. I have to admit, in the first couple of years, I covered my small plants with pantyhose.
So you're walking around bare-legged, but your plants were fine.
Well, I know it sounds
Oh, you
bizarre,
sexy plants!
and you might need to cut this, but
I'm not cutting a thing! People should know the lengths that people go to save their plants.
Well, the thing is, you couldn't put any kind of netting around them because grasshoppers went through, but they couldn't get through pantyhose. So,
Sorry, yes, no, go on.
okay.
I'm good.
So you just, you cut the legs off the pantyhose and then you just wrap them over the plant. And then when the grasshoppers have gone by about Easter time, you pull the pantyhose off and the poor little plant goes, oh, thank goodness, but it's still got leaves. And then you get it moving over winter. So once it gets, about this tall, it's not going to be completely killed by the grasshoppers.
Right. So it was a real problem at the beginning.
Oh, totally.
Now tell me your other thing, because this is fascinating to me.
Okay, so the other thing
This blew my mind. Go on.
So the other thing I discovered was, and I guess, again, you've got to look at your garden. You've got to observe. Well, it helps to observe what's happening. So what I found was, if there was a gap in the northern tree line, and therefore sunlight coming through, the grasshoppers came through with it. But they were very loath to come through a belt of shade.
My mind is blown at the thought of that.
It's true.
That is such a simple, effective way. So you're saying a big block of shade from trees planted on the north, and they won't go through that barrier of shade.
Most of them. You always get
a few.
You always get the idiots.
Yes. There's even renegades in renegades already. Yes, go on.
So but it certainly cuts down the numbers that will come through.
That's incredible. And when you're on a farm situation out of town, you do get decimated by things like that. So I love that you found a pantyhose way and also the shade way of saving your garden. Because at the end of the day, you're investing money in your garden. Yeah. And I truly believe that a house isn't exactly a home unless there are some sort of trees and things around it that's what makes it a home for me. This is where the heart and soul is for me, and thank you very much for sharing those tips in particular. Let's go check out the citrus.
Okay.
I love this place. So Helen, what is this small tree here?
This is a tangelo, and it just has the most amazing amounts of fruit.
It's fully covered, isn't it?
It is, and just look at that.
There's a few hundred on here.
Oh, yeah, there's just heaps.
So how old would this one be? I'm going to peel it and have a try.
I don't know.
Where would you like me to throw
just throw it in there. Probably 15 years or more.
Right.
Yeah.
And have you pruned it, fed it? What have you done to make it so amazing?
No, pretty much
You
nothing.
found the right spot, haven't you?
Yeah. Occasionally I feel guilty and throw citrus food at things. But I am not systematic.
You're not systematic. Yeah, I love it.
I'm not.
But you're sandy.
Yeah.
So it's well
sand,
drained.
and we've got clay underneath the sand and then limestone. Okay. So it'd be.
We're going to taste these together. So
yes.
If we make a face, we both make a face.
Yep.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh wow. For me, that's ready.
That's okay. The possums think they're okay. They've been eating them.
They know what. Wow.
Yeah. They're very different, aren't they?
Wow. It's really like the nice bits of the mandarin and an orange put together in a way.
I think it's is it
Mandarin and
is it grapefruit?
maybe, but it hasn't got that sour.
No, it hasn't.
That is delicious. I would eat more of those.
Well, you have to take a few because, quite frankly, how are we going to eat all these?
I knew I would get some rewards for coming out here today. I've stolen 2 avocados already.
Last year, one of my sons actually climbed up and they picked masses of them. And I decided to make marmalade out of it, and we won't even talk about what a disaster that was.
No.
But that's
I'm not
okay.
talking about that.
No, but aren't they wonderful?
Wow.
Okay, so behind the tangelo, look at these blossoms.
Behind the tangelo that I'm trying to get through.
I can't bear to
No,
cut
don't
that
kill
branch
it.
off.
Don't cut that branch. It's full of
No.
fruit. Here we go.
So-
Oh, past this amazing camellia tree.
Yes, and then this is the lemon, which
Ooh.
has got lots of lemons on it at the moment. I've actually planted a second lemon tree out in the orchard, and the reason behind that is that every year the possums get stuck into this tree, and what they do is they eat the peel,
Yeah.
and they just leave this white thing hanging in the tree,
Goodness me.
and so yeah,
It's another lemon massive tree here.
Yeah, I'm presuming that they get really hungry in winter, so I can't sort of blame them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do make a bit of a mess of it.
So this is a Eureka lemon, easily identified by having not many seeds inside, not much pith, very juicy,
Yep.
and also it tends to ripen. Would you say this ripens sort of over a few months?
Yeah, it
But not
does.
an all year thing.
Yeah, no.
So that's where the Lisbon and the Eureka are great
Yeah.
together.
So with these, if I've got a lot that are ripe,
Yeah.
I tend to juice them and then freeze them in plastic cups in the freezer.
Brilliant.
And then in summer, just pop one of those into a jug of water, bit of mint, bit of sugar. Got a beautiful drink.
Oh, that you could sit in your.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not summer, but that you could go out and sit in your garden and
Yeah,
enjoy.
and do nothing.
This is the romantic plan.
That's right.
It all starts with a plan, and then you
Yeah, it falls
you get carried.
apart.
Would you say gardening's addictive though?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it's totally. It's such a joy, and it was so nice of you to open your garden and to allow people to come and enjoy these monstrous camellia trees, of which I'm so jealous. This amazing citrus. So let's go check out. You said you've got limes and
I've got limes and kumquats.
kumquats. We need some more amazing things to look at here. Do you see kumquat trees? Oh my word! Look at the size of them.
They are rather large.
Large. Underestimating that one. Wow. All right. So the canopy starts at my head height.
So I've actually pruned below because otherwise I can't get the right on mower underneath.
That's very important. No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And look at the size of these. Do you know what variety they are?
No.
That's the kumquat there. Now, there's a rule.
Yeah.
Did you know a tasting rule? If you taste something, come in here. If you taste something 10 times,
Yes.
and after the 10th time you don't like it, you can say you don't like it. But up
Okay.
until then,
Yeah, you could taste it.
you can. And I know some people, and they know who they are, that will just eat that skin and all.
Ooh.
Yep. And that's not how I do it. Now, I don't know if I've tasted this variety before, but that's, you can do one and I'm going to do one. Here we go. Oh.
Well, we are not doing this 10 times.
Ah. All right. I've got to say, though, that's nicer than the one I used to grow, which I tasted 10 times. Because that one I actually could chew a few times before I had to spit it out. I'm so sorry. I'm not the classiest person when it comes to tasting sour.
It's very sour.
It's really, really sour. But
There's more than sour in there, though.
there is. And this is the nicer one than what I grew. So I don't know
Okay.
what variety this is, but
No, I can't remember.
I grew Nagini, I think it was.
Yeah.
Um,
These started off in the middle of the little courtyard garden in half wine barrels. And then they got far too large for that. So I pulled them out and put them in here.
There's not many seeds.
No,
Brilliant.
no. So for
So can
making
you imagine-
marmalade, they're fabulous.
Can you imagine someone eating the skin and that as well?
No.
You definitely have to be a unique
Person.
individual for that one. But I've seen it happen. I've seen it with my own eyes.
But again, this is a good example of something that in the middle of winter, you've got, it looks lovely. Like there's still fruit on it from last year.
It's evergreen.
And look at this, it's starting to flower.
The flowers smell
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Citrus flowers are kind of that amazing blossom. I mean, you used to have orange blossoms in wedding bouquets, didn't they?
Yeah.
But look at the size of that tree. It's just stunning. And the fruit is quite large and juicy and less seedy and good for marmalade.
Mm-hmm. It also, and the marmalade you can use in cooking in lots of different things. Like, I know you can do it on scones and, you know, toast and whatever, but, you know, I don't know about you, I just don't do a lot of scones and toast. But it makes a fabulous thing to put on pork chops or a pork roast.
Would you do that near the end or at the beginning?
If you do it too early,
It'll burn?
It'll burn because
Yes.
of the sugar in it.
Last 10 minutes?
Yeah,
I
and
reckon.
you also need, I find, I put lime juice in as well,
Ooh.
and perhaps a little bit of soy sauce.
And that's brilliant because that cuts the sour, will cut the fat of the
Yeah,
pork,
that's right.
which is brilliant.
Yeah, so it makes
Wow.
a really good, you know, coating for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've made salad dressings from kumquats
Oh,
as well.
okay.
The juice is
That's a
really
good
good.
idea.
It's zesty.
Yeah.
And also I grew a variety called limequat,
Okay.
which I'm keen to get my hands on again, but it's not easy to find, but
Yeah.
that's okay. But yeah, look at this tree. Well, that's just amazing. Oh, I've just got to show you the birdhouse over there as well. So Helen, this is a little nook of the garden because
Yes.
your house is in a U shape.
Yes.
And you've kind of kept that nice formality part of it and nothing sort of too overgrown in here, which is interesting.
Yeah.
What are these trees behind us?
These are limes,
Right.
and there are a lot of limes on them at the moment, and
Yes.
underneath them actually. So
As well.
yeah, I'm going to have to get in there.
How
and
do you get in there?
I climb over the hedge.
Are you going?
Yeah, I basically.
Whee!
It's not something for filming,
Oh, come on. I'd like to see that.
but I actually can. I can get over this hedge and
Okay.
in there, and then
Okay.
usually what I do is throw the limes onto the lawn.
That's how you get them back.
Yeah.
What I like, and are you in agreement with me? I haven't checked this with you, but would you say that a lime that's left to ripen and go yellow is a lot nicer than a green one?
Well, for a start, they've got juice.
Juicy.
So sometimes the green ones, there's hardly any juice in them at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to say that I've deliberately done that, but it's really a matter of I haven't got around to picking them.
Yeah.
But I need to. I will pick all of these in the next few weeks.
Yes.
And again, I freeze them, freeze the juice, and then you've got a lovely summer drink from them. Or you
Yeah.
can make a lime marmalade. They
Yes.
do make a lovely
Lime marmalade's
Yes,
delicious.
they do.
Yeah.
They make a lovely one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Why would I be thinking gin right now?
you might be. Yes.
Why would I? Lime, ooh,
Yeah,
I've just got a gin thought.
feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
But these grow really well here. Each year I would cut them back by 2 metres.
Wow, to
They-
keep them in that shape.
Yeah,
And they're loving it.
yeah,
they're
I don't
very
want them
lucky.
any bigger.
Right.
The box hedge is, I won't prune that until I'm sure that the frosts are over.
So that helps protect it a little
Yeah,
bit.
and then this will get a really hard prune.
Yeah.
Really, and it's really, it probably needs a hard prune that I'm giving it. You know.
Well, it doesn't seem to mind.
No.
But what I like in here is once again you've found that perfect spot for a citrus,
Yeah.
which is mostly wind protected.
Yep.
And being on well drained soil.
Yeah.
That's the two things,
Yes, that you need.
the two keys: well drained soil and wind protected. Now, if you have just got clay,
Yes.
mound up your soil. Don't dig a hole out. That's
Yeah.
the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Mound up the soil and plant on top of the mound.
And gypsum.
Gypsum is also great
Yeah.
for breaking down clay.
Yeah. So I mean that's not an issue I have, and to be honest, I'm much happier to be on sand than on clay.
Yes.
It's much easier. You can, you just make sure that you've got good organic matter.
Yeah.
I guess I could fertilise a lot more than I do, but I don't.
Yeah, well, I don't think anything's holding back its growth.
No,
Because
not a
of
lot.
that.
No.
I think you've got a beautiful, beautiful garden, and thank you very, very much for allowing us to have a look through it.
My pleasure.
And how hard has it been for you to not be trimming and nipping and
I must
tidying?
admit, I'm looking at this
You're looking at
hibiscus and thinking they need pruning, and they're fantastic for taking cuttings from.
Yes, they are.
2 weeks, it is just extraordinary.